Think of the steps and activities you participated in to get to where you are now in your life. Reflect on your own experiences. Consider how your life would be different if you hadn't had many of those experiences. These skill-building experiences are an important part of successful post-secondary transition for youth with disabilities. We need to make sure we consider these throughout the post-secondary transition planning process. Post-secondary transition planning is a process of discovery to help the student create a vision and plan for their future. It is a student-centered process and is highly individualized. Here is a list of concepts that are central to the post-secondary transition process. Things like learning self-advocacy, self-determination, experiencing change during this time, discovering the student's strengths, preferences, interests, and needs, setting goals, developing a plan for a meaningful life after high school. This is not an exhaustive list, as there are other elements needed based on individual needs. The post-secondary transition planning process for students with disabilities is also about having access to important experiences and services to help the student explore career options and gain the skills necessary for success in adulthood. How many of you have experienced this type of path in your life? Students with disabilities often have a more difficult time recovering from these bumps and pitfalls in their post-secondary transition to post-high school life. The post-secondary transition plan should be designed to support the student in achieving their goals, even with their unique pitfalls and challenges. What are most of your students doing after they leave school? Are they working? Are they going to school? Are they in their basement playing video games? Do they have direction, or do they feel lost? Meaningful engagement in further education and training, employment, and independent living should be the expectation for all of our students, not the exception. Robust post-secondary transition planning begins with this end in mind. Beginning with the end in mind and then mapping the process backward can help us understand it better. What do we want? Those are our positive student outcomes: getting a job, going to school, living independently. How do we achieve that? We provide the right combination of opportunities, services, and supports. How do we know what that right combination is? We set meaningful and specific goals. And how do we decide on goals? We engage in robust assessment to help the student identify their strengths, preferences, interests, and needs. The same backward process can apply to planning classes or services over several years of post-secondary transition planning. What needs to happen for a student to have an internship experience as a senior? A series of targeted classes in the area of interest, like a career and technical education pathway. What needs to happen for a student to decide on this pathway? Experiences like job exploration activities, interest and aptitude assessment, job shadows, and interest interviews. This is why beginning robust post-secondary transition planning early is critical to successful post-school outcomes. Backward planning helps us answer some important questions as we engage in the post-secondary transition planning process. What does a meaningful life after high school look like for each student? How will you support students in building that meaningful life? What skills should we focus on teaching? What supports will the student need to be meaningfully engaged in their community?
You're engaged in this training because you want to learn more about ensuring that our students are equipped to enter adult life as they exit the school system. The next several slides provide some context about this. We know that many students with disabilities graduate with a diploma, but don't necessarily have the skills and experiences to be prepared for success after high school. There is research to support that a compliant and quality post-secondary transition plan and individualized transitional services can improve a student's outcomes after they leave school. We should ensure that all students have a robust post-secondary transition plan in place to help better prepare them for a successful adult life. There's a critical interrelationship between what we call our 4 post-secondary transition indicators. In summary, each of these indicators impact one another. When students are involved in their own post-secondary transition planning, they find more meaning in school and they link their experiences to future goals. Quality post-secondary transition plans have a positive impact on student outcomes and result in students more likely to stay in school, which decreases our dropout rates. This leads to higher graduation rates and contributes to increased positive post-school outcomes for students as they better prepare for success in adult life. These post-school outcomes data are from the 2023 Utah Post-School Outcomes Survey done annually with all students who had an IEP in place when they left high school. The survey is conducted a year after they've been out of school. Let's review our state data. You can see by these data that we have work to do to improve our outcomes of our students with disabilities. For more information on Utah's Post-School Outcomes Survey, you can go to the Post-School Outcomes website and this transition indicator Padlet.